Hey guys, it's Sekaar, and today we're going to be going over my favorite MagDK build yet so far for the Deadlands chapter. I'm really excited about this build, and as always, please like the video. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. You guys know the deal. I'm not gonna, pester you guys with that anymore. Let's get on to the video. Thank you. All right, before we get started though, I'm gonna play a little game. This is for PCNA only. First person in the comments to tell me where on the Cyrodiil map I am will win, let's say 100k gold on PCNA. You just have to say where I am, and also comment your @ name in game. So guys, good luck, and yeah, let's get started. First, our character sheet. Our character sheet. We're gonna be looking at 56 points into Magicka and 8 points into health. I like to have a. I wanted to get my health above 30,000 before my death dealers proc, so that's why I have the 8 points into that. 27.8k is still a lot of magic for a MagDK. It's the sustain on this thing is really nice, and you're going to be feeling pretty good with 1,119 magic recovery, and then also triple reduced cost on the jewelry. Your sustain is going to be just fine, I promise. And then you're also going to be using the Apprentice as your Mundus to get that spell damage up a little bit. It's really nice. I'm going to be using Clockwork Citrus Fillet as my food. This thing is going to be expensive, so if you don't have it, I'm sorry. I understand it. It's definitely the most expensive food in the game. So if something else like Ghastly Eye Bowl would work really well, but you'd have to change around your attributes a bit and put some more points into health. But honestly, Clockwork is it's expensive for a reason. It's amazing. I love it. And then we're of course going to be Vampire Stage 3. I feel like almost every build should have that. You're so unbelievably tanky with this nowadays that it's just free tankiness. Like you can build into so much extra damage because of this. And then also as our race, I forgot to mention earlier, but we are going to be a Breton on this. It's going to help our sustain even more with that reduced cost on our magic abilities. And then for our gear, on our front bar, we're going to be using a Plague Break Inferno Staff in the Sharpen trait with a weapon and spell damage glyph. What Plague Break does is it gives you offensive pen, 2 lines of weapon and spell damage, and then dealing direct damage to an enemy turns them into a Plague carrier, and then it's going to deal disease damage over 10 seconds. But if when they die, or if they try to cleanse it, they will blow up, and it deals an additional 50% damage per enemy hit. So this is really good against large groups. If somebody dies in that, or if somebody purges against that, you're going to be chunking their health. And with MagDK, you can get a lot of extra AoE out there on this build, and it's really nice. On my back bar, I'm going to be using Danger Trickery in the power trait as my 1H, and then on my shield is going to be Sturdy. What Danger Trickery does is it gives you max health, max stamina, max magic, and then when you deal damage, you gain one of 5 major random buffs for 21 seconds, and then it's going to be every 9 seconds you're going to be able to get a new one. So you can get Expedition, Protection, Mending, Heroism, or Vitality. This is going to help your healing and also sustain if you get Heroism, because you're going to be thriving off vaults. So Danger Trickery is so good on a MagDK. There's a reason why it's meta. And then also, sorry, I forgot to mention, if you have your dots up on an enemy and then you just switch to your back bar for a second, it still procs that. So make sure you just keep your dots on them and then just switch to your back bar every so often. That way your trickery procs. And I'm also going to be using double dot poisons on our back bar, and they're going to be double dot and then health drain poisons. So they're going to also give you health back too. And then as our monster set, we're going to be using Bloodspawn, and our helmet is going to be heavy reinforced, and our shoulder is going to be light in the impen trait. And then before I even go over anything else, you guys know, as always, for all my builds, we're going to be doing prismatic enchants, as you can see. And then our chest piece is going to be a heavy Danger Trickery in reinforced. Our waist is going to be Plague Break in medium, so an impen. So that's why our shoulder is light, because we want to get that 3 light, 3 heavy, and 1 medium combo to have the light penalties and the heavy penalties cancel each other out. Our hands are going to be Gloves of the Trainee in Light in Impen. So you're going to have an extra slot on this build by having Plague Break on your front bar and then Trickery on your back bar. So this is why you have use Trainee there. It's going to give you 1 line of extra max health at 1,400. So it's just free health by doing something like that. So of course you're going to do something like that. Your legs are going to be Heavy Danger Trickery in Reinforced. And your feet are going to be Light Danger Trickery in Impen. And then on to our jewelry. You're going to be in Plague Break necklace with the Swift trait with a reduced magic cost glyph. Your ring is going to be Death Dealers, which is going to be in the Infused trait with, again, reduced magic cost. What Death Dealers does, which I actually really like, is while you're in combat, you're going to increase your max stamina, health, and magic by 88. And you get that every second. I'm sorry, every 2 seconds. Sorry, I can't read. But it's going to be up to 30 stacks, so it's going to be just shy of 30. That's not 30 of 3k of each stat. So it's going to give you a nice chunky stat pool of each, which is why our magic being at 27.7 is still not bad, because you're going to get up to over 30k by the time those full stacks are up, and you're going to be at full stacks very quickly in a fight. And then also your health is going to be pretty high up too. You're going to be like, what, 33 or like almost 34k? It's really nice. And then our ring is going to be Plague Break in the Reduced Magic glyph, and with a Swift enchant on as well. All right, our skill is going to look like this. For our front bar, we're going to be using Flame Lash as our main spawnable. This is going to give us a nice bit of damage whenever you get your dots on somebody, and it's really a good way to, start finishing off the kill. And I've been liking Shattering Rocks over Petrify. It gives you a nice chunky heal after you stun them, and honestly, this is still one of the best skills in the game. It's an unblockable CC when it works. There's a lot of time where it bugs out and you just can't use it no matter what, and it's really kind of annoying, but it's still, when it works, it's the best skill in the game in my opinion. Degeneration is going to be your source of major sorcery, so increasing your spell damage by 20% is really nice. And then on top of that, putting a dot on somebody is also really helpful for a MagDK. You're going to be putting extra pressure on them for no reason. It's amazing. Burning Talons, getting them all, getting your enemies all, immobilized and just like in the same spot is really helpful, especially if you're, that Plague Break's about to proc. It really puts everybody in the same area, and it does a lot of damage to them. And then on top of that, it puts a nice little dot over them for the next 4 seconds, so that helps too. So Draw Essence, this is going to be really good for bombing if you want to hit multiple peoples at once. So if you're in the middle of a large group and like a lot of people are hitting you, you just hit Draw Essence and you're basically going to get healed for basically full, like all the way back to full health, getting 153% of that healing done for the damage caused on the initial hit. So if you hit more than like 2 or 3 people on that, it's gonna really get a nice chunky heal on you, and it's nice. Then on top of that, you're also going to be dealing flame damage after 2.5 seconds, and it's going to do more damage the more people you hit too. So again, it's really nice the more people you hit. It's really good for outnumbered PvP. And then Ferocious Leap on our front bar. I genuinely hate this ultimate, but I don't know what else to do right now for this. I think I might just hit front bar Corrosive, then back bar Shield ult, but for now, it's not bad. It has its situations, but for the most part, I don't use this ultimate. I don't like it. On our back bar, we're going to be using Cauterize. This is going to give you a nice little heal to keep out at all times, and plus, this is going to be a good heal to give to your allies as well. So Cauterize is a pretty good staple on any MagDK build. I like it. Elusive Mist, this is going to be a great way to, mitigate as much damage as possible. And then on top of that, just if you need like a second to get away from people, this is definitely the way to go. Elusive Mist is amazing. Engulfing Flames, you're going to put this on your enemy at the beginning of a fight because it's going to give them it's going to have them take extra flame damage. So anything else you do, like your Whip or your Burning Talons or even your Draw Essence, is going to do a lot of extra damage just because you have this on them. And on top of that, as always, it's a MagDK. It's got a nice dot to it, so it's amazing. Coagulating blood, this is going to be your nice burst heal. Don't use this too often, unless you're taking a lot of pressure. It costs a decent amount of magic, but you're going to want to keep up cauterize if you're above 70%. Once you get to below that, that's when you want to start using your coag. It gets expensive after a while. And then Volatile Armor, this is going to be your source of major resolve, so it's going to increase your physical and spell resistance by 6k for 20 seconds. And then you're also doing a nice little dot to enemies nearby, so it's really nice. Volatile Armor is a really good source of major resolve. Definitely, you need this on your build. There's no compromise. You need this on your build. And then Corrosive, my favorite ultimate in the entire game. You're going to be limited to 3% of your max health damage, so you're going to be not getting hit that hard. And on top of that, you do poison damage every second for 12 seconds. And then also on top of that, all of your direct damage ignores their enemy's physical and spell resistance. So you are hitting so hard because of it. I absolutely love it. And then on to our champion points. Our blue 4 main slottables are going to be Deadly Aim, Master at Arms, Ironclad, and Duelist Rebuff. This is going to give you the most amount of damage and also tankiness as possible with these 4. I really like them. And then, as always, like I say for all my builds, just fill in the CP accordingly to however much CP you have. Our red tree is going to be Pain's Refuge, Fortified, Boundless Vitality, and Celerity. That's why we have the Death Dealers and the Infused trait, because we have Celerity on, which is still going to give us some nice movement speed. And honestly, I might do another Infused, but I really like the double Swift and then Celerity for now. But honestly, even one Swift and Celerity wouldn't be bad. Even no Swift, as long as you just have Celerity. It's really good just to have like any kind of speed, and I really like that as a... it's my new favorite champion point. I really like it a lot. And then, as always, for our green tree, the only 3 things that matter are Breakfall, Rationer, and Liquid Efficiency. Everything else, it doesn't really matter for PvP. It doesn't really serve any purpose, in my opinion. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, please, please, please like the video. It really helps me launch. Just one click for you guys. It's really not too bad, I don't think. And if you aren't, please subscribe to the channel. As always, I really do appreciate that. If you want to see this build live in action, you can be live at twitch.tv/Sekaar, where I basically stream every day. The link will be down in the description, along with my other social media, along with my Twitter, and a link to my Discord as well. So guys, I hope you have a great rest of your night, day, or morning, whatever time it is for you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Later.